A question I've got asked a lot is if you have to have an SSL certificate on your website. SSL means Secure Socket Layer, which encrypts the data between the website and the server. For instance, if somebody inputs his name and email address, it gets encrypted, sent to the server, and the server will decrypt it and store it in the database. Or if the user requests data from the server, like a new page or whatever, then that data gets encrypted and decrypted by the web browser. There are several ways to do this, and the easiest is to go with the SSL encryption. Why would you need it? Well, you want your visitors, your website visitors, to feel secure, and a lot of applications are requiring it. Google, for instance, stated in August 2018 that HTTPS websites will definitely rank better than non-secure sites who just are callable by an HTTP. HTTP is generally used when you have static web pages where you don't request the user to enter something. But when you are creating a landing page, you should definitely go on the secure website option. If, however, you are using ClickFunnels, you don't need it because ClickFunnels secures your landing page anyway. But that's another thing. I generally secure my websites. I didn't do it in the past because I thought it was unnecessary, but I've seen that if I use my web address and one of my domain names to redirect to a landing page, sometimes Facebook or Google didn't like when it's not an HTTPS, and they wouldn't let me do it, especially when you are doing paid ads. So I just took the habit now to secure my websites. It's just a no-brainer. You can have option where you have one certificate for 5 websites, and it's like for the 5 websites like $60 or $70 a year. You don't necessarily need one SSL per website, and I will show you how to do this. I will show you 3 scenarios. One, when you are buying and hosting your domain at Universal BIS Hosting. Another one, if you buy the certificate at Universal BIS Hosting but have your domain name and at somebody else's place. And the third option is the 5 domains certificate. I will show you how to add another domain name, secure another domain name on it. Alright, I hope it will be clear. If not, feel free to ask questions. Please subscribe to my channel, help me getting some more subscribers, and like it if you find any value in it. If you want to read a little bit more about HTTPS or HTTP, I have an article on my blog. I post the address, the link to that article in the comments below, in the description below. So if you like, you can read it. It's short, right to the point. And now we dive into the practical side. I always use universalbishosting.com to do everything for my hosting, for my domain names, for everything, and SSL certificates. So what I will show you are 3 different things. The first thing in this video will be to purchase a domain name, purchase a hosting, purchase an SSL certificate and to install it, to have everything ready. Then in the second video, I will not do everything in one video because otherwise it will be too long. I will show you how to purchase an SSL certificate and install it with cPanel wherever your hosting is. Even if it's not, if you have a hosting which is not with Universal BIS hosting, you might be with GoDaddy or with Network Solutions or whatever their name is. It's not a problem. You can still buy the certificate here. I think it's the best value on this site. And in the third video, I will show you how to add a domain name to a 5-site SSL certificate, which is what I'm using. Not always, but a lot. Because it's just cheaper to buy 5-site SSL for $99 a year instead of 1 site for $60. Anyhow, so let's start with the chapter number 1. Purchase a domain name, hosting, and SSL certificate, install it. So I go to Universal BIS hosting, and this is what I told you before. The SSL standard 1 site is $67.99 per year, and then you have the 5-site $99.99 per year. You have, for instance, as well subdomains like mail dot your domain name, which is your mail server, which you would like to secure. So plus the normal domain name, plus maybe other subdomains or other completely different domains. So you can do that all in this one. The difference between the standard and the premium is basically that's the warranty. Here you have a warranty of $100,000 and here is a warranty of $1 million. That's the difference concerning the price. The wildcard is if you are working with a lot of subdomains, you would just buy a wildcard one and you have $350 and you have unlimited subdomains that you can use. But that's not the issue of this video. So I go to domains, or even I go to home, start at home, and what can I use as a domain name? Let's try Fire My Boss as a domain name. Okay, firemyboss.com is taken, so what else is available? I very often like the .info. Does it show here? No, it doesn't. Let's try it. If I put .info. Yes, it's available. And it only costs $3. That's great value. So I add that to cart. I have privacy code protection. I always put that so nobody can see who is behind the domain name. Don't get spammed because there are robots searching for email addresses and then spamming you. So I just keep those $2 per year. They are really good. I don't use ultimate protection security for this kind of domains. I might do it on my blog or something, but this domain I use it just for landing pages, so that's no big deal. Alright, of course you have to create an account or have an account, sign in and do all this stuff. I don't want 2 years, I take 1 year. But we want to add hosting. So we go to hosting and I use the cPanel. And I don't use the starter because it allows me only to get one website on it. I will do it, usually I take the cPanel Deluxe because I have unlimited websites on it. Unlimited space, unlimited bandwidth, so that's really the best value. So I add that to cart. Do I want the website back up? I would do it if I had now very important things on it, like my content of a blog or other stuff. But here I don't have content, I just have my landing pages. I use just for landing pages, so I won't need it. I don't need essential protected data and Google ranking. I add an SSL certificate. I can do it right here. See? For 567 amounts, which is fine. 6799, as shown before. And that's it. So I sign in. Okay, I complete the purchase. And that's it for the purchase. So I don't need this. I click the web hosting. I select the domain. Find my boss info. I don't want the subdomain. SSL certificate. Next. Next. Well, I can show you. They want that you choose the data center. So choose the one in the region you are living. If you are living in the US, use North America. If you are living in Europe, use Europe. Depends where you want your users, your customers, your target group to have the best experience and to have a very quick connection. Here you can now say I want a WordPress website. You can say not now. I say not now. I will show you how you can install it easily later. And finish. Okay, this may take a few minutes. I will stop the video now and come back later when it's done. Well, it took not as long as I thought. Here we are back. Everything has completed successfully. Now they say go to dashboard, and here you see your different options. Here you can now create a database, you can go to File Manager, Installatron, and so on. Installatron, if you wanted now to install some software, like a content managing system, CMS like WordPress, you could now go here to Installatron, say I want to install WordPress, okay. And here you just click install this application. It will ask you 2 or 3 questions about your email, and well, I can show you quickly. So do you want this is your domain name, so do you want it to be installed in another directory? I don't do that. There, here WordPress, Ola accepts the license agreement, you have to do that. Automatic update, I always choose update to any new version, WordPress plugin, automatic update. Update as new versions become available, update WordPress as new versions become available. Automatic update backup, I say create backup and then restore the backup if the update fails. Here I put an username that I will remember. Here I will put a password that I will remember. Here I will put my real email. All this I can do later. I do not enable two-factor. I always limit login intents, and I do not enable multi-site. And when you press install now, it will install within 2 or 3 minutes. I don't need it now, that's why I don't do it. But that's how it works. So I go back, and you have a lot of other, you have Drupal, you have Joomla, you have a lot of other applications or e-commerce applications that you could install. So that's Installatron. Okay, I go back to our dashboard. Okay, here it is, dashboard. PHPMyAdmin, you won't need that unless you know what you're doing. You don't want to fiddle around with the databases. WordPress, if you use WordPress or another CMS, they will create it for you. You won't need to go into there ever, unless you are knowing what you're doing. File Manager is very useful. You open that one, and you get on the root of your domain. You go on to the www, and here you see what is in your domain name. If you upload it now a page, an index page, index.html or something, then it would show automatically. Here you can create the folders, files. I have a video on that, how to do your redirects. You can do all this in here, so it's really a no-brainer. Okay, and that's it for the basically for this. If we go to firemyboss.info, it has not yet propagated. So we'll come back a little bit later and we will see that this will have changed to secure. Okay? I stop the video until then. So I have refreshed the page, and here you see it's now locked into HTTPS. It's secure. It doesn't show green. You only get it this bar, the browser bar, address bar here, show in green if you have the premium version. But with normal standard version, it doesn't turn green, but you still see the S here, and you see that the lock is locked. And as well, on your dashboard, you see the SSL certificate is now enabled. Before it was yellow, now it's green. Alright, that was it for the first chapter, and stay tuned for the second chapter, which I will record soonish. Take care. Bye bye.